How to start a business from nothing. Yesterday I got asked, if you lost every business, every team member, every single skill you rely on, how would you start again? Rebuild from nothing to a profitable side hustle to $1 million business. How would you do it? This video is my answer. A foolproof guide to build a business from zero to millions of dollars. The first thing I do, and the first thing you must do, is pick a simple, proven, copyable business model to increase your odds of success. This is super important. I learned this when I was just 18. I dropped out of business school and I decided to start a pool cleaning business. It made sense. I was in Arizona, the land of 600,000 pools. I saw a few guys who were making six figures cleaning pools and I thought, are you kidding me? Buy some cheap equipment, find people with pools, offer to clean those pools, profit. Like, it's that simple. I could do that. Anyone could do that, which was perfect for me and perfect for you. You'll see why. Because if you're inexperienced in business like I was then a simple business model gives you such higher chances of actual success because it's already proven to work. You don't even have to worry about that part anymore. No need to test product market fit. No need to find demand. It already works, meaning you can learn the ropes of the business world while getting paid and growing your entrepreneurial confidence. As for the specific business model I chose, the only skill I needed to learn was how to clean pools, and that's really easy to do. So I did just that. I was traveling around Arizona, I was putting out flyers, cleaning as many pools as I possibly could, and eventually I made amazing money doing that. Now, there are some problems with the pool cleaning business that I'll get into later, but the simplicity of the business model was such a huge advantage for building my confidence, my knowledge, and my income in business with my own business. Yet, most people skip this part entirely. I'm not sure why. Instead of looking for a simple business model that's been done before, a proven track record, they try to follow their dreams, be the next Apple, Google, or jump into some crazy untested idea. You must be able to evaluate yourself and be honest with yourself. Lying to yourself only hurts you, no one else. Do you actually have the experience you think you do? Do you have real sellable skills? Are you the genius exception to the rule like a Zuckerberg or an Elon? If not, if you're starting from zero, simplify your business or simply die. But I'd also take into account step 2. Listen, this is the difference between making $1,000 and $100 million. When it was just me working on the pool business, I made above average money, good money, but that was really about it. There was no scalability to really grow the business when it was just me. I mean, I had upsells, I could grow the route, but any effort I put out there to expand the business was insanely difficult. It was hard to get the margins to afford amazing employees to really scale and really make crazy money. And I later found out the reason why it was so hard. Most of my competition were lone operators who didn't have any employees and didn't charge enough. And that actually suppressed the entire market's growth potential because no one had the margins to really scale this thing. And it wasn't until I used my savings to buy a moving company that I realized the true power of choosing a growth opportunity. Like pool cleaning, the moving company was stupid simple. Acquire a skill and a truck to move people's furniture, then just sell that service to them, do a good job, and repeat. You make money. But unlike pool cleaning, it was much more scalable. I hired more employees so I could service more clients. I expanded across the country, accessing a larger market, and I added storage services to the business, which meant massive additional value to my customers, and more importantly, massive recurring revenue for my business. As a business model, the moving company was a far bigger financial opportunity for me than pool cleaning, one that would carry me to that 10x earnings that I was receiving with the pool company. I was able to land 4- and 5-figure moving jobs, plus make money on the back end with storage. I leveled up from pool cleaning. Growth opportunities, they take simple business models and they multiply their reach. So the second thing I do is target simple business models with long-term growth opportunities. All that is to say, I can earn much more money with the same amount of effort. Then I'd amplify that with step 3. Stacking skills that complement each other is the easiest way to outcompete your competition and make way more money.
If you're not always learning, to this minute, if I'm not continuously learning, if I'm not just absorbing as much as I can absorb, someone else is going to kick my...
I need to tell you a secret. Back when I was working on the pool company, it wasn't an instant success. After the first 2 months of rigorously passing out flyers, talking to people, and working my ass off, I had 0 clients. 0. I don't even think I got a single phone call. So depressed, I stepped back and I was honest with myself. I have no idea how to actually get clients. I got a decent idea how to clean a pool, but I did not know how to get a client. But the power of a proven business model is I knew it was possible to get clients. clients. I knew that this was an industry where people are making money. Other guys had clients. I knew it can be done. I had a problem to solve. I had to learn how to get just one customer, then I could replicate that, then I could build a business. So I started reading books on sales and marketing, just trying to find a solution, and I found it. I found it in a book called Influence. It showed me how language and psychological tricks can dramatically increase sales. I was like, okay, this is something that I need. I need to focus on things like pain points, scarcity, social proof, all of that. And I took the advice from that book and began applying it to my flyers. And it sounds crazy, but using the advice directly from that book, even though it was like 30 words total, it had an unbelievable effect. Literally day one with the new flyer, 2 months of failure, day one, new flyer, I was getting a ridiculous return. None of my competitors were doing this or thinking about this. I was getting 4 customers for every 100 flyers I put out. That's unheard of. From there, all I had to do was go and clean the pools, which we've already established was simple. This all came from adding my new skill, sales through copywriting, to my business, skill stacking. Then I did the same thing with customer service. I made sure I gave incredible customer service to all my clients. The simple stuff, just like answering the phone. Look at what the competitors aren't doing. A lot of times answering the phone, and then do that thing and you'll already be better than most of the competitors. Again, you're gonna be shocked how terrible most competitors are.
I was a boy, now I'm a bad.
So in my pool cleaning business, I made more money by simply out-competing everyone else and learning more and more skills.
I know Kung Fu.
Look at this new set. If you haven't noticed, there's a lot of people who've been asking. I got a new place, I built a new set. I had to learn the skill of putting together a legit set that wasn't just like a black background that I used for the longest time. It's just that it works. You suck at a skill, you work on it a little bit, you get better, and then you can just outcompete everyone else. It's obvious in retrospect. Skill stacking capitalizes on what you've done already. You looked for a simple, proven business model. You found a growth opportunity with 10x reach. Now, and only now, you stack skills on top of that, increasing your leverage by 10x or 20x. So if I was starting again, I'd make sure I'd figured out which particular skills I could stack. Customer service, sales, marketing, AI. That way I could add far more value for my customers. Okay, we're doing pretty good, but we can get better. Once I got this far, I'd move on to becoming weakness obsessed. That's the only way to fix the things holding me back and really truly skyrocket my earnings. This sounds very obvious, but it's probably the #1 thing holding you back both in business and in life. The more your weak points go unnoticed, the more they tank your earning potential and frankly, your future happiness. So if I was starting again, I would become weakness obsessed. I'm still weakness obsessed. Every single day I'm working on myself and trying to dig and find what's that thing I'm ignoring that I'm actually truly bad at. In the early days of my moving company, this was really bad. I was constantly running around putting out fires in like just about everything. Customer issue here, complaint here, the printer's broken, the Wi-Fi's out. Every immediate problem was mine as the business owner to solve. It cost me hours of work every single week, but even worse, it made me constantly on edge, knowing that any moment my phone might ring and there's probably some kind of emergency that I need to solve. Now, for longer than I care to admit, I lied to myself. I thought to myself, I'm a great manager. Look how good I'm doing. I'm young, I got all these employees. I know how to do everything. I was so wrong. I was completely lying. I was ignoring my weaknesses. And not only was I wrong, I was oblivious to the weakness that was making me wrong. But then this all changed. I don't know if it was a conscious change or not. I think it was kind of random. I think I was just reading a business book. I was reading this book called Work the System, and it shined this big fat spotlight on my biggest weakness of all. We had terrible systems, which really equates to being a terrible manager. When I say terrible systems, we had no systems. Nobody had an easy way or a standardized way to do anything. So of course, I was the one as the business owner, the one who actually cares about everything being done and the place not blowing up. I was the one who cared, so I was the one putting out all the fires. This had to change. So I sat down, I wrote 65 different Google Docs explaining, outlining step by step how to do every single process in the entire business. Sales scripts, deposit guides, how to fix the printer when it goes down. Seriously, the thing broke all the time, I swear. And the problem is this sounds mundane. And don't get me wrong, it's tedious to write up all of these step-by-steps, but it instantly reduced my workload by about 10 hours a week. And more importantly, it gave me back my energy that I could harness to focus on growing the business. If you're a business owner, you should be able to step back, zoom out, and focus on okay, this thing needs to be fixed. You can't do that if all of your energy is going into putting out fires. So eventually I did that with the moving company, and that enabled me to grow to a regional business, then a nationwide business. I was able to do that by the time I was 21. You can do something similar. And this is what I mean when I say become weakness obsessed. Be okay with the fact that you have a weakness and become super good at recognizing that weakness and then addressing it. Do not ignore it. It's having the strength to look objectively at yourself and just fixing the problems. Starting over from zero, I'd focus on finding any weak points that were dragging me down. Those are the bottlenecks keeping you from that 10x, 20x earning potential. At this point, we're looking pretty good. If you asked anyone on the street, they'd say I'm a successful entrepreneur running a good business. He's got a good head on his shoulders, but we're not done yet. This is how you become great at business. I would begin hiring key positions filled by people who know far more than I do, who see the things that I'm blind to. Think about the Avengers. As individuals, they're superheroes. They're pretty powerful. Thor, he's a god. Hulk is a strong guy. Captain America, he's a great tactician and fighter. Iron Man, he's got all these incredible weapons. But alone, none of them have access to the crazy abilities of the others. But together, they become this super strong, godlike, tactical mastermind with crazy weapons. Same thing with your business. It's not as cool, but it's the same thing. When you hire incredibly skilled people, you add their skills and their extensive experience to your business and your decision making. It's like an exponential curve. Everything moves so much faster. So when you hire like this guy.
I dare you, I double dare you, mother.
YouTube is exactly like this for me. I'm okay at making thumbnails, but I hired a guy who's way better than me. He sees things that I don't see. I'm okay at editing, but I hired a guy who's way better at that too.
You're goddamn right.
Same thing with accounting, website design, IT. I could spend the time trying to learn these skills, but I'm only one guy with a Fabio haircut. I can only do so much. So by hiring well, I get this access to expert experience. Every single time I make a business decision, every time I make a video or launch a product, I have them to draw information and experience from. Hiring like Nick Fury allows you to even better capitalize on your simple business model and your growth opportunity, all because you're skill stacking. This is now spread across each key area of your entire business. And ideally, these experts that you're hiring are all getting better and leveling up at the same time as well. So at this stage, I would really focus on hiring great people. It'll multiply your growth, your efficiency, and your earning potential. And you'll be executing on this simple business model better than any of your competitors. The ones who probably found this simple business model, they're like, hey, I'm making decent money. And then they just take things easy. That's where you can explode in growth. By this stage, we have a 5-layer business burrito, a simple business model base, an opportunity for growth, skill stacking, ironed out our weaknesses, and have really strong hiring. But our burrito is still not totally safe. One major issue can wipe that entire business out, wipe all that progress out. If I was starting again, I would want to be 100% sure that I was safe. This would mean making myself legally bulletproof. And this sounds obvious, but people screw this up all the time and just lose their business. Contract disputes, tax evasion, you name it, avoid all those problems. One of the best things I've done since starting any business was always protecting myself personally behind LLCs. This means if anything goes wrong, the business is liable for that thing, not me. Pool cleaning, I did it. Moving company, I did it. YouTube, I did it. Just be clear, things will go wrong. When you're making money, people will try to take that money from you. That's just how things go. If you get into a situation where you're personally liable for tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars because of an accident or some issue, you will so wish that you protected yourself with something as simple as an LLC. And videos like this won't be hypotheticals. You'll probably be starting from the beginning again, which you simply do not want to do. So to avoid that, I do two things. I use companies like Northwest Registered Agent. They set up all my LLCs so they're perfectly compliant with the law, meaning I'm safe to do the business, which is hard enough. I'm safe to do that and focus all my energy on growing the business without worrying that I could just lose it tomorrow. You have no excuse not to do this. It's like under $100 and it takes like 10 minutes. It's that simple. Then I would take it a step further. I do take it a step further and make sure I'm always insured, more than I need. The job of the insurance company is to fight legal battles for you. You're a business owner. You're not there to fight legal battles. And hopefully you don't have to pay for it. If you have insurance, a lot of time, you don't have to pay for it. I'll be the first one to say it. Insurance always feels like a waste of money.
I don't need it.
Until you need it.
I need it!
Seriously, trust me here. Now, this section It's not as flashy as hiring better people or choosing some cool, scalable business model, but you must get this right if you want long-term success. If you don't, everything else could be for nothing. But do this right, and you've suddenly got a rock-solid, simple business model that has you stacking skills into an amazing money-making opportunity, one with the potential to carry you to $1 million, which is exactly what I'd do if I started again.
I dare you, I double dare you, mother.